Welcome back to LinkQ Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until the sequel Tears of the Kingdom comes out, which is today in 52 days. Today's gonna be a big episode because, as you can see, you have to do a bunch of stuff here in Kakariko Village, and villages is exactly what I'm gonna talk about today. In the past on this channel, I talked about my favorite villages in Breath of the Wild and how I kind of rank them in terms of aesthetics and what you can do there. But I'm assuming villages are also going to be returning. Well, in fact, we kind of know they will in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, we don't know to what extent there will be villages, how empty or how full the world will be, but we have at least seen a slightly changed Hateno in one of the trailers before. And I want to kind of discuss what other villages could be in the game, and also what happens to villages that we have in this game already. Now, I'm also going to have to focus a little bit today, because I need to get the Lagnaroki Shrine, which is a shrine that you get after doing a bunch of quests in Kakariko. So I have to be careful that I do everything here correctly and not mess things up, and also get the Koroks. So this is going to be a busy episode like I explained, but let's get into it. I want to start at first discussing some potential new villages. What would I like to see in Tears of the Kingdom? What kind of village theme, village style would I like to see in the sequel? And I think there's one that's very obvious right away, and that's going to be a village in the sky, a mid-air village. I think it's obvious because obviously we do have a bunch of sky islands, and I hope they're not exclusively for puzzles, and like I think in one of the trailers we've seen like a road up there. But I think a village up there would be really cool. It could be a Zonai village, it could be a whoever lives up there village. It could even be just a ghost town type thing where it's an older village that has been abandoned. Now, the entire game of Breath of the Wild is essentially a ghost town, so I think people are a little bit tired of that idea. People want to actually explore villages that are alive and have interesting things going on in them. But I think having one in the sky makes a lot of sense. I think another cool mechanic for this sky village could be if it was actually moving around in the sky and not just stationary at the same time. I am thinking of this because I've recently played Outer Wilds, and no major story spoilers here, but there's, if you played it, I'm just going to say this word. There's a something called the Quantum Moon in this game. Basically a location that constantly moves, and it's kind of like a puzzle. So it's actually kind of hard to reach this location. I think this could work really well with Tears of the Kingdom, having like a hard to reach, secret, mysterious sky village. And I like that idea a lot. Now, I want to connect this idea to one village in the game that we already have. We've already seen Hateno seems to have slightly changed. We don't see... The tech lab looks a little bit different. There's like a little bit of a different... there's some new structures that you can see in the main village. And obviously the shrine is gone. Instead we have that green spiral going on. So if there was any village that would randomly start flying in Tears of the Kingdom, I think it's safe to say that Rito Village makes the most sense. It makes sense for the inhabitants of Rito Village to want to go to the skies as they can already fly. And I think just that structure in general, that huge pillar that's kind of like in the middle of the water where Rito Village is, could work already as like a flying sky pillar. I think that would really work. I don't think we have seen Rito Village in any of the teasers. We've seen the area, but we've purposefully not actually seen Rito Village. So I think there's actually a chance... Oh, I forgot to take the picture of the fairy fountain. That was literally the entire reason I just bought it. See, this is what makes it... This is why it's hard to play the game. And... whatchamacallit? Also talk at the same time. Yeah, if there was any village from Breath of the Wild that would be taken up into the skies, I think Rito Village makes the most sense thematically and even visually. And I think it would be really cool. I would like it a lot. Now, another obvious candidate after talking about a sky village is that I think we need an underground village. We've basically seen underground be a reality now. It seems to be confirmed. And in my opinion, it would be a really cool thematic to have like an underground mining village featuring all of the like glowing luminous stone lanterns. It could even be some sort of like nether theme if you played any Minecraft. Like, it might be a new tribe that we maybe have like never seen before that could live underground. But I think an underground village is such a good idea, and it almost seems too obvious not to do, in my opinion. And I would love to explore some underground cave system just to randomly stumble across a village that idea in general is just super interesting to me. Now, I do also want to say, villages in general, I think, casually, were one of my favorite things in the game. To me, I liked exploring the lands, but I wasn't huge into the Korok hunt, mainly because I already knew the reward that you would get when you collect all of them. So again, I wasn't like super into it, but it was fine. Like, I got like 200 Koroks, but my main highlight was exploring new villages, finding a new village, finding the new store, finding new armor suddenly. I loved collecting armor in my casual playthrough. Which is why I already talked about having that idea of that all armor run. That just sounds really cool to me. But yeah, basically, I loved villages, and finding a hidden underground village would be a dream come true in a way. I just like the idea of it, okay. But let's move on to another idea that I had, and this is something that we don't know of yet, but people have asked for this multiple times, and this is underwater exploration. Now, underwater exploration is something that we do not know exists in Tears of the Kingdom yet, but that's something that people asked for, and this automatically, in my mind, screams for the possibility to have a underwater village. Like, how cool would it be to have an underwater village? I don't know if this would be something that you... oh no. Of course, okay, I gotta be careful here. Okay, I almost missed the 5th Firefly. That would have been a little bit annoying. Because this is also part of our quest here. Oh, actually, let me see if this is how this works. Does this work? Did I actually get the quest? I didn't. This is so strange. I don't know if you knew this, let me know if you knew this, but it actually, the order in which you do the quests in here, in Kakariko, actually matters. If you don't do it in the right order, the progression breaks, essentially. So because I have not finished the Fairy Fountain quest yet, I'm actually not able to do the Firefly quest now. So I have to Wind Bomb up there, actually take the picture, and then I'll be able to do the Firefly quest. Very strange how that's coded, but yeah, I just realized that that's how that works. But yeah, an underwater village would be great. I'm not thinking like in the realm of a like Bioshock, like Rupture type city, even though I would absolutely love that it was like a mechanical underwater city, maybe like an ancient Sheikah underwater city. Oh my god, like that's the absolute dream for me. But just any underwater city, I don't know if Link can get the ability to breathe underwater, which would make sense if it was underwater exploration. Something like that would just be so lovely to me. And I would love to see that happen. And then the last idea that I wrote 4 ideas down here, is something that I basically already talked about in the sense of the moving Sky Island. But in general, I really like the idea of having a really, really hidden village. Having some sort of puzzle to even reach the village. I guess Tarrytown is the closest we have to that in this game, because it's hidden behind like quest completion. Maybe Goron City, because you need to like be... protected, or maybe even the Sanctum in Korok. I guess actually the Korok Forest, like Sanctum, is like the best example for this. Something that feels mysterious and hard to get to. And I would just love that idea to have a secret hidden village that you have to solve a puzzle for to even get to. And I think Tears of the Kingdom has multiple... the Zonai being such a mysterious tribe, they have multiple options to make that happen. It could even be somewhere in Farron Woods, if there's some sort of like time jump, having like a Farron Woods like jungle type treehouse village. Those are the ideas that I'm having that I would absolutely love to see in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not claiming that we'll see any of them, but it could be cool. Now I just want to talk a little bit about the villages that we do already know. Like Kakariko, that I'm in right now. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen to Kakariko. We've already seen in one of the trailers that the structure around Kakariko has somehow changed. Like, we can kind of see like a ring in the mountains. Again, I'm not really adding any additional footage into my video as I'm talking, just because I'm doing these videos completely unedited, just daily fast recordings. But see, now I'm allowed to do the Firefly quest. Very weird how that works, but that's how it works. So Kakariko, there seems to be some sort of change going on in Kakariko around about the mountains around them. If you've seen the trailer, you know what I mean. There's like a literal hole in the big mountains that are here around Kakariko, kind of hiding the village. So we won't really know what's happening there yet. These mountains here is what I'm talking about, the big ones. But that's really interesting. And then every other village has been completely missing. Now, I already explored these themes, right? If I was to place all of the villages in a different location, I think it would make sense that Zora's Domain is suddenly underwater. Obviously, for obvious reasons, right? Zora's Domain is suddenly underwater. Goron City would be underground. That would make a lot of sense, especially because of how the volcano has changed. Something seems to be going on up there, right? We have the malice going on. No idea what happened to Goron City. And then obviously Rito Village, I'd say could be in the sky. Now, last but not least, Gerudo Town, and I'm not talking about Hateno here because I already teased it, and Kakariko I talked about too. I also haven't talked about Lurline yet. Lurline didn't really play a big role in this game. It would be cool if it played a bigger role in the sequel. And then Korok Forest, another thing we've seen. Villages seem to play a central role, essentially, right? We have seen Zora's Domain essentially... not Zora's Domain. Korok Forest Sanctum essentially disappear from the overworld. Death Mountain has had changes. Kakariko looks different. Hateno looks slightly different. We haven't seen Rito Village. They are hiding something, and I'm basically really excited to see how they'll change the villages going forward. Now, I do have to do a little sleep over here in Kakariko real quick to progress the quest. By the way, the entire reason I'm doing this quest is just to get the Lagnaroki Shrine, which is literally a 0.08 percentage point, but it is important. Otherwise, we cannot get the shrine out of the ground. So these quests have to be done. And then while we are waiting for the Yiga event to happen up there, we're going to collect some more Korok seeds. I want to get all of that done today. Let me know your villages. Yeah, no, don't tell me your villages, but tell me your ideas for villages, what you would really like to see, what is your fantasy for a cool new Tears of the Kingdom village. Do you think villages are going to play a massive role in the sequel? I think it's kind of weird that we haven't seen any of the villages that we knew, other than Hateno. All other villages have been conveniently hidden, making me think that something is changing there. And that really does excite me, because I love villages so much. Like I said, casually, they were one of my favorite points in the game. Now, let me make this a little bit of a longer bonus episode, because I really do want to get out of Kakariko for tomorrow to be able to focus on what I'm talking. I progressed it. I'm basically giving you a little bit of commentary now for the gameplay. I progressed the time to 9 PM here. This makes it so that we can more accurately basically time meeting the guy up here, where the shrine is going to be. I unintentionally placed a bomb there. This was not intended. And now I'm going to be starting to collect Korok seeds as I wait for this meeting to happen. First off, I'm going to wind bomb over here to find a block puzzle. There's a little bit of a trick to this one when it comes to going fast. You want to actually land on the block puzzle before you solve it, for the reason that otherwise it's hard to wind bomb away from this point. So I'm trying to be really careful here. Hopefully the game does let me eventually connect with the Korok block there. There we go. And then I simply need to... Okay. Simply is, up to interpretation. Put the Korok block into the right opening now again. Our idea is, after collecting this Korok seed, to immediately wind bomb away again. Which is the entire reason for me landing on this block. And unfortunately, all of my work was for nothing, and now you see why I even did this. Because Star Bokoblins spawn and they're making me suffer. Again, it can be quite difficult to perform wind bombs when you are not aware of the cardinal directions that you're going in. But thankfully I have Revali scale to back them up. Now next up, we have a pretty bad bow, so we have to shoot quite a little bit higher here to hit this... Oh yeah, this range is horrible. There we go. To hit this emblem, I guess is the right word. Also, I'm a little bit shocked because I saw these like Sheikah symbols on the entrance here, and they remind me a lot of those Sheikah symbols in the new Tears of the Kingdom towers, like the way they are drawn. Very interesting. Haven't really made that connection too much. But I might want to revisit that. Now we have completed 3 Korok seeds in this area. I'm going to double check the map now to definitely wind bomb the right direction. And we're going to make our way, hopefully, over there soon. Now, while I'm doing this, the thing is the clock is ticking I think Dorian is his name, is basically slowly approaching the meeting point here. So hopefully we get everything done in time. Another scary part is, and thankfully I've done some of the Koroks around this area before, but another scary part is that usually the corner I'm facing to now almost always has a Yiga trying to attack you, so we want to avoid that. We're going to go over here to the snail. That's what I like to call them. My camera is not collaborating with me today. And now also because I'm in pro mode, I'm actually not aware of the current time of day, which doesn't make this easier. No, it only makes it harder. But we are going to get this Korok seed, and now we're going to make our way back towards... oh man. Nighttime in this game is always fun. Especially when you're trying to go fast. I think I should have one Revali's Gale left at least, thank god. This is gonna make this a little bit easier. Now, I think because I'm gonna play it safe, next thing I'm gonna do is go to the location, the meetup location, and wait for Dorian a little bit. He should be on his way here soon. And sometimes, one thing that helps is to go towards him a little bit. Because sometimes he unloads. Now, because he is nowhere to be seen yet, I was expecting him to be a little bit closer. I can potentially actually get the next Korok seed done real quick. Only that I think I just unequipped my arrows. Yep, equipped ancient arrows, which I have. Oh, there he is. And you could actually see on screen what I was talking about. He basically appeared out of nowhere. And this is what I mean. Sometimes he unloads and you have to actually go towards him to make him reappear. But you know what? This is fine to me. This is what I want to do today. As long as he makes it to the shrine here and we can take care of the Yiga Blade Master, that's good enough for me. Gotta equip the Ice Rod. Combination of Ice Rod and strong melee weapon is really powerful. Also gonna be equipping some attack up gear. I still need to get that level 3 of attack up. But that should make this fight very easy. I do not have any ancient arrows. Normally in speedruns you fight this guy with a simple ancient arrow, one click. Now, I think he's exactly behind the tree. Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't see him at all. But as long as when he steps up here, the Yiga Blade Master is gonna appear. And when we defeat him, we're gonna get our Shrine Orb. And finally, this one location I was working towards the entire day today. This is one of the longest in Q+ videos, just because of how much there's to do in this. But anyway, let's freeze him. And then if you use a Master Sword hit, you can see it does triple damage. Beautiful. Did actually get an extra Wind Cleaver, I'll take that. And then I think his name is Dorian. Let me double check that I didn't talk nonsense. Yes, it is. We're gonna get a Shrine Orb, and then finally, after playing for 20 minutes, to be fair, the gameplay wasn't ideal, and I did also talk about villages, which was the point of this episode. We have our location unlocked, the Lagnaroki Shrine, and tomorrow I can finish up these Korok seeds here in Kakariko, and then make my way towards Hateno, get even more seeds. We're really getting towards the end of the 100% route now. And it'll be 51 days tomorrow until our sequel, the 50-day area. Or 50-day area? The 50-day barrier will be breached soon. As always, thank you for watching. I'm gonna cash into my location here and check the map to see what we have basically accomplished today. 91.23%. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow when it's 51 days. Thank you for watching one more time. Peace.